Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us take this code. Okay, so we talked about font aspect in the previous session. Fine, and now we have to move further rather with respect to some other important elements. Now, what I want you people to think over, like say I have a code which is something like this, which I am typing now. I know here that I already have defined one variable whose name is a rather in data section. Fine. And I'm redefining rather the name into BSS as well, with size of it to be like even a double perspective. Fine. Now let us say if this is my code. Now first of all, what you have to do is you have to see whether is this in the proper template or not. Whenever section.data is added in the code, whenever section.data is added in the code, you should always see that there is something like this dd or db included with some values, and initial thing would be identifier. And I already told you like how will you verify whether the identifier name is properly given or not. Okay, you may have to define some kind of grammar or a transition diagram kind of stuff rather, which would be really verifying internally whether the variable name is correct or not. So you can divide your code as I earlier stated as well, like in terms of separate modules. One module is definitely targeting this aspect, whether your identifier is properly defined or not. That's what I added as your one of the assignment. Second was like if at all these values are to be stored, how this 10 would be saved. Correct? How this 10 would be saved. So we need to have this kind of data as well as in a second part. So if I write something like this, suppose if I write like this, then how exactly it is going to get saved? Okay, so that was one another task that I gave. Now next task is rather to find out whether if I see something over here, try to find out in the remaining part of code whether do you have that again redefined. So if I have some code like this, and if I try to translate this code, first of all assemble this code. So it says what? It gives an error, and it also tells you like, okay, where exactly the problem is. So error means it is inconsistently defined. It is not saying like something like this key you cannot define. So it says inconsistently redefined. Since you made a small mistakes, you forgot to know that you already have defined this a originally at this particular line. Correct. And if you carefully see, when I use a b c d as in a data section, it doesn't say identifier a inconsistently redefined. It always says label a inconsistently redefined. So whatever we call as a variable actually in some sense is referred as a label. That is only a label given. So that label may not be found at later stage. It would be definitely replaced by its address, and that's what we saw in previous session. Like there is compile time or linking time, then there is even translation time and so on. Correct? And even at runtime we got different values for that respective data. So though that we called as a variable in data section. Now, when we do talk about this, everything would be identified as a label. So even if suppose instead of this A, rather, if I write here A colon, correct, as a label. See this code. I have defined A, B, C. I have defined A1, B1, and then I am redefining one label. Now it is not a variable, correct? This is variable for me as my programming sense tells me. And this is what I do call as a label because it is containing a colon. So if I try to assemble now, you will see the similar kind of error, correct, which we saw earlier. So there is no difference rather in terms of verifying whether what kind of error it is. Now, how exactly it is going to verify that yes, this variable is already defined over there. Somewhere it should store that information, correct? And that's what we generally see whenever we write this kind of stuff. We do see first, we do see len, then main, then second, and so on. So these are defined by the user, correct? But in this case, like when user is trying to really translate the code, it is telling it, yes, you have this variable A or label A defined already. OK. Note here that it is not telling you whether it is part of data section or it is part of BSS or whether it is part of text. It is not telling that part to you. It is telling only like, yes, I see a potential problem here. That's what I'm returning you as an error called label A inconsistently redefined. And if you want to correct it, so I'm as a translator, I'm genuine translator. What I say is, OK, I will give you guidelines where exactly the problem is. So you already defined this. So it is giving you kind of direction that where exactly you originally defined it as. Correct. So if I correct that error, let me correct that error. Now, if I try to translate, then it got translated. So if I ultimately display my symbols of an object code, I can see this is displayed. That means what? When it is displayed, it is collected somewhere. And that collection of all such labels, now I am referring them as labels because it is mentioning, it already is mentioned in front of us while we translated or while we try translating the code to an object code. So I'm saying all of them are looking like a label, whether it is a function name, whether it is whether it is a variable. OK, so even suppose if I write here extern printf puts say scanf a to I. Suppose if I define these variables, OK, which are not part of my code, but they are external variable. That's what I tried telling there. So if I try to write this now, you will see that what are the function names that I wrote. OK, they are considered as undefined u. And you will see that this order of variables is stored in some sorted mechanism. OK, so it basically is an ascending sorting. So with the ascending sorting order, rather all variables are stored like rather I should not say variables, but they all are labels now for us. A to I, A1, A2, B, B1, C, main, printf, puts, scanf. Correct. Now, if at all I need to collect this information about all such variables, somewhere this information should be stored. Now, like whenever I'm referring to variables, always consider that I'm talking about labels because that is the proper terminology used. But our programming sense overrides that part and we do not call them as labels, but we do call them as variables. OK, so when these things are there, somewhere this data should be stored and which should be read from the source file. OK, and added to some kind of data structure representation. How this should be stored? Like if I talk about A, if I talk about A1, A2, B, B1, C, they may or may not be of same type. They may be different. Like for example, I know that A and A1 is same, but A2 somewhere is different. B and B1 are same. C is different. So you can see even like this B is trying to differentiate that part here, this B, to tell me that it is from BSS. This D tells me that it is from data section. This T tells me that it is from code section or text section. Correct? So this categorization definitely will require some kind of structure formulated. And the data structure which is used internally for to represent or to store information about all such labels used by the programmer is called, in simple words, symbol table. Information about all such labels. I corrected myself. All such labels. OK, whether they are included as a part of data section, BSS section, or the text section, all such labels would be collected together and would be added into a data structure used by your assembler called as symbol table. Now, how should I store this information about symbol table? So that should be some kind of format rather. So one can see here, like I can see that, OK, this looks to be somewhat as an address. OK, if I sort this, OK, so if I take only data section, say let us make the corrections in the code so that, sorry. So let me put ABC PQ so that it will A, B, C, D. A2I we will delete because otherwise it will take that above. So let us take everything before P. D, E. So let me sort and let me check NM. Now you will see, oh sorry, I forgot to remove that A2. I'm using some variable names here which are external. OK, I'm not going to make use of them. Rather, I want to really to show you A, B, C. Take this as D1. Elephant, horse, no, even elephant, then tiger. OK, so let me add these. So these are my external variables for this case. Now you will see, like depending upon the order of the labels added, you can see that A, B, C, D, D1, elephant, suddenly in between main, tiger, and then Z2. So I can see that everything which is in a sorted order is arranged. Now in this case, I purposefully took variable names in such a way that every data section will have other preceding, like start position. Everything would be starting with data section, then BSS would be added. OK, then if you have probably some external variables, or rather I should not say variables, labels. They can be functions, they can be variables, they can be labels too. Correct. So if I have that kind of stuff rather, so they would be added there. Now whatever you have with data section, if you see, I can see that, OK, if it gives index to be 0, next index is at 4 because we have declared this A as DD, defined double. That's why 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3. It gave next address is 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. Next address is 8. 8, 9, AB. So if I define one more variable in data section, then it will be next number 8, 9, AB. So it would be C. Correct. So let us try doing this. So if I translate this, then let us see like what it shows. See. So what it did, it added 24. The reason behind, because we could not see that 12 because this D when we do talk about the C variable, it is a defined byte. It is a string. That is the reason, like you can check this here. You can see that we have added this as a string. So if I say dd10 again, then let me add comment. Now you will be saying that 8 9 A B. So you should see C. Correct. Now you can see that C when we took it as double. Now while it is computing this, it definitely need to know what is size of this label that you have added. How exactly the size would be given? So we already said declaratives. DD would be telling it as it is 4 bytes. DB would be telling 1 byte for a character. But if you have a string, go on counting those characters till you find next line. When you reach to next line, stop there, see the size and appropriately add it. That's how this computation is to be done. So how exactly this symbol table should be stored then? What do you think? What it should contain? So at least we can see here there is address. Okay, some number is given. This data section is added. Name is added. Okay, section name, let us say section name is added. The name of that label is added. It is not showing us value over here. So if I go with let me use another utility. So if I use this, then I can see there is column called size. Even the value is added. But the value is not rather talking about whether it is 10 or something. The value is not shown over here. Correct? The value is not shown over here. So this is kind of a symbol table entry added into your object code. But this is the standard practice applied by it. Now, if at all I have to create my own symbol table, then how exactly I'm going to create this? So I need to think of a proper data structure. So I can see that there definitely would be involvement of some columns, some number of columns. So what do you think? Like if I assume that you are working for a month or so rather with assembler, so you must have understood now what information goes whenever you declare a label in data section. So I'm referring it as label right now, okay, though it is a variable for you peoples. What columns do you think? So let us say, let me give you two to 3 minutes. Try to write on your own on a paper. What columns do you think should be part of symbol table? If at all we are planning to design our own symbol table. Okay, try to write it on paper and then when I ask you, please share in chat window. Okay, I will ask randomly. Think of it. These are the sample cases that I showed you over here. Okay, which are managed by two different utilities called NM and readelf. So if I go beyond these two utilities rather, it may not tell me everything. Like for example, in the initial phase of this class, you must have seen I tried adding this one. Correct. So I'm not using either of these rather remaining columns. If at all I have to, then I need to know like what exactly they are going to help me out. How exactly they are going to help me out. Right. So like it is having some kind of mechanism displayed over here. How exactly you can make use of those different switches available over there. So what happens when you write -a, what happens when you write .o and so on. Now think of this like what kind of columns do you think should be part of symbol table? Try to write it on paper. Take 2 minutes. I'm waiting for you. When you are done, rather take photo of it and add it rather in the chat window. Okay, so otherwise I will give, ask for the name. I will announce the name, then that person is supposed to add or share the screen rather, so that we can see what variable names that particular person is considering or what column name that particular person is considering for storing the symbol table. Fine, start. You have 2 to 3 minutes. Think of what different columns you want. Just a question before your time starts. Now, if at all I have to store information about a student, I assume most of you did already a databases course in your first semester, correct? Can you tell me how you describe a student as an entity? Do you think each one of you would be getting same number of columns? Will you get same number of columns for that entity? Same number of attributes for entity called student? What would be kind of columns or attributes that you think can be used to represent a student? Yes, Apeksha, please start. You can let me know what columns you think or what attributes you think should be used to represent a student as an entity. Yes.
So their roll number,
Okay, roll number. Good.
their course name,
Course name.
and like their contact email IDs.
Contact number, email ID. Okay. His name.
Yes, name.
His name again. I may even expect you to write your LinkedIn ID. I may even expect you to add your WhatsApp number. Why not? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So it would be difficult rather to come up with a concrete set of attributes rather to represent this, because you don't know how exactly this data would be used later. Until unless you know that, it would be difficult rather to come up with the fixed number of columns. But at least considering the programmer's mindset that you people have, I want you to find out or formulate a data structure or a table rather, let us say table, which is called a symbol table. What information that symbol table should contain. Okay, start working on it. You can, if you are using laptop, you can make use of spreadsheet to write that data structure, or even Word kind of editor to write your data structure. Okay, start. I will ask one of you rather to share your screen after 2 minutes. Yes, worked out. Okay, so let us start with Akshay Borule. Are you there? Akshay, are you there? Akshay,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, share your screen.
Sorry, sir. I don't have a laptop, so
Even like you can add a photo, like video of that particular thing, na document, whatever the page that you have wrote.
I haven't done, sir.
Okay, so you are listener basically.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mangesh Hole. Are you there? Mangesh? Have you written it?
Yes. Yes. No, sir.
Yes, sir. No, sir means what?
No
Okay,
written.
so okay. Okay. Now I need to change my pattern of questioning. Okay, who wrote it? Anybody with the solution? So that I can permit you to share your screen. Ritika? Yes, anybody? Otherwise, how will you write your own assembler? Because marks would be majorly for that code. Mega Mishra.
Yes, sir. I have not written Abhi.
Sorry. Okay, so Devesh added something like value type and symbol name. Okay. So okay, ठीक है. So let us take this as a startup baby step for us. Okay, for the data structure. So let me. So this is a collaborative task for all of us. Okay, so you let me know like what we want is say, let me add a serial number as in a first column. Okay, because I want it to be differentiated with something. So next is name. Okay, whether it is okay. We want something as section name. Correct. Then size. Now what next? Value. Correct. Any other thing? Any other thing that you think should be part of it? Somebody is typing. Mega Mista said name of the symbol, whether it is global, local, data type of that, name, address, value, from, to, size. Okay, Bhushan, can you please tell me like what exactly you want to mention with from and to size? Bhushan Kirve?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you please let me know like what exactly you wanted
Sir,
to say?
means from which section and where to
Okay, which section I understood? How about two?
uh, and to from to for which table or means for which entry
Which entry you mean to say what?
uh, means
Okay, no problem. Like even if you are wrong, we are not going to do anything.
yes, yes.
Let us try to find out like what exactly the idea behind this. Okay, so you keep thinking on it, and when you are done, like you let me know. Okay, so I added something like the serial number, so which would be kind of index for me, acting as an index for me in the symbol table. Then name, then section it belongs to, size of that. So let me add here something as label name. Label, label you write either of the way. So label name, section name, size of the label and value contained in contained by the label. Yes. So any other thing, have I missed anything which was mentioned there? So data type would be like size. Right? Data type would be what? Size of it for us. So what Mega mentioned here. So I already addressed what Bhavesh said, value type and symbol name. So your type I'm considering in terms of size because there is nothing called type. OK, at programming level to differentiate the size we are given types. OK, so name, address, value from to we are not yet formulated about what exactly its role. Another name, what exactly another name is?
Sir, label name, section name.
Oh, so you want to say this one section name, whether it belongs to where?
Yes, sir.
Correct? OK, OK.
Yes, sir.
Belongs to which section? So it could be data. So what would be the possible values here? So we saw like there is something called data section. There is BSS section. There is text section. Correct. Now even let me see here. Yeah. So if you see this kind of stuff, rather, main is said to be capital T. OK. And if you see Z is taken as, see the code, we took Z2 rather as label. Correct. So Z2 it is showing as small t, but main it is showing as capital T. OK. Now apart from these values, like what we see over here, like D, B, U, T, small t, this U also needs to be added there. OK. Okay, so it is got stuck. So let me go back to FG. So we want another value to be capital T, capital U. Correct. Size of the label would be defined with what? How many number of bytes are required to store the value. OK, and even the value contained by the label is to be translated in some first to ASCII and then to hex if it is a string or a character. Otherwise, for numbers it would be in hex with little Indian notation. Correct. If it is a number, then that should be converted to hex and then little Indian notation. Correct. And if it is a string or a character, then ASCII first. That would be a decimal number, and it is to be stored in hex value. Correct. Any other thing that you want to add over here? Now you may see, like while we displayed output of NM, it sorted this. So whether NM is sorting or it is stored in that order only. Correct. If I see this output of read LF even, see how exactly it got. Is there any consistency there? It says ABC, C1, D1, Z2. Correct. And then it took this undefined stuff and then main. You can see the order, even the indexes which are used. So I can formulate some logic over here. One probably means my data section. Two probably means my what you can call it as a BSS. OK. We will work out what exactly it is. And then this 3 probably means text section. OK. So if I see here, D and D1 is my BSS. That's what it is telling me. Correct. This is ABC C1 belonging to data section. That's how this NDX, what is the column that it is using here? NDX. Correct. This is trying to tell me this one probably is trying to communicate me that this A, B, C, C1 are part of data section. This 2 probably is telling me that it is part of BSS, and this 3 is telling me that okay, whatever you see over here with NDX value to be 3, it belongs to the text section, and that's why you may see over here what are the label that you define, whether it is elephant, tiger, okay, which you have taken as extern, main, correct? Even the label Z2, each one of them is having its type to be no type. So simply you may have to tell, like when we said size aspect, even size column you see over here, size column is 0. That means what? When it is a label I mean to say, now here you have to differentiate this size of the symbol or label. Now if it is symbol, then according to the declaration, and if it is label, then there is no type involved with size to be 0. Here when I say according to the declaration, it definitely would be non-zero. It should be non-zero only. So in your cases, how that differentiation would be there with respect to this type? It could be 1 byte, 2 byte, 4 byte, 3 byte, whatever. Like, but if I see 3 byte would be possible only if I write db abc like this, for example. Okay, so if I declare variable like this db abc, done. So this is my 3 byte value, but actually a would be of size 1 byte, but the data contained into it would be of 3, because a would be containing only this value as a. When I write a plus 1, it will be going to this b. Okay, when I say a plus 2, it would be displaying this c. Let me show you that part even. Okay, so let us save this. Let us come out of this. So we will send it in background. Yeah, so our code. We have taken 10 wala na. Emacs 10 0821.asm. Now suppose if I remove this, and if I take, let me show you what is value of C. Okay, so let us say move EAX, or let us say AL, comma byte of C. NASM. Oh, so we haven't worked out GCC. So GCC dash M32 10 08 dot O dash G dash F dwarf. Okay, now sorry. So breakpoint main run. Now if I display, it is showing us backspace. Okay, /B. So it is showing there is some garbage value. So when I say next instruction, now you can see that it is taking me first. Now if I write here +1, so it is not adding that to 65. Okay, so to cover up this, let me quit this and I will make the change in the code so that otherwise you may say it is adding 1 to a value, so that's why it is showing that way. So let us say Z C Y E X. Okay, let us take only this one. So I want to show you value to be like A, Z and so on. Let us save this. So this was my code. So let us see, we made this A, Z, C, Y, E, X. Let us come out of it. Let us translate. Assemble first, get O, then use that O with GCC, now GDB. So breakpoint main display slash C dollar EAX. So run. So nothing is there. So we are fetching first value in 9. So if I write here plus 1. So it is showing B. So what exactly it is doing? It is adding 1 into this value. That's why it is showing me this, because you are adding value into EAX. What are the value that is stored with EAX? So if I write like this, then suppose, will it change? It would not be showing that part to us, correct? Because I want to know exactly what is the value over there with the second byte. Right, so in such a case, how exactly I can get that value then? Otherwise, you could have said that, okay, if I write plus 1, then it tells me next value. No. Okay, so let us go here and let us add something like this. Move EDX comma C. So you write EDX, increment EDX, increment EDX. So we'll add this code because we are incrementing the value. Sorry, I wrote ED. Yeah, so let us translate. Yeah. So GCC, let us execute this. So breakpoint main display dollar EAX slash C. Say run. First character A, we are incrementing EDX. Now you can see. Now this way you can get the exact value. Okay, because we had A, Z. Okay, then I assume C was there, correct? So let us see. So now it should show C. Now Y was there. Now Y, correct? Now this is how you can get. So that means what? Whenever you do say this to hold a value. So if I say run again, when we fire instruction like this, move EDX comma C, it moved address of C to EDX. And when I write here byte of C, ultimately it says what C is representing? First character only. Address represented is of first character. And which was the first character? What you see over here, A. It was only of A. Now if I try to display C plus 1, I would not be able to display over here, but internally it is doing the same thing because you are using indirect address here. This EDX indirectly you are using this and you are incrementing that and trying to fetch the value from that location. Correct. So like whenever you are talking about the variable address, okay, when you say value and when you say size, what about the address? Where exactly it should be stored? So this serial number in your case would be acting as address. Correct. How? Let us see this. Okay, so let us come out of it and let us write nm. So your first variable is at 0. So it starts always, your every section will be starting with 0. You can see that data section started with 0, BSS started with 0, text section even started with 0. Correct? So like depending upon the data it contains. So it is showing us, okay, 0, then 4, then 8. Actually it should have showed us 12 after C. Correct, but if I try to see my code, rather less 10 0 8 21.asm. Your C variable is containing something. So this A, so this was 8, correct? 8, 9, A, B, C, D, EF. That's why next address of C1 is 10. Okay, see here. So let us quit this. You can see 10. Now when data section is over, it talks about B. So again for B it gives 0. This is its internal mechanism that it is using to differentiate between these values. So whatever we are talking about here as an first column to be serial number, it can be even address, because serial number every time may not work. If only data section is permitted, then it's okay. But what about your variables? So this would be local address, or before you are generating a linkable file, before the object file is generated. To generate that object file, you will require this kind of data structure. Now, how exactly this? Now, I'm not saying that these would be only specific columns. There could be few other columns too. Okay, that you have to find out, or you have to define like what columns you may require later. Correct. What kind of treatment is to be given when it is data section, when it is byte or BSS section, when it is defined double, what value should be stored, when a value is written as B, then how exactly it is to be written. And when it is a label like this main, in this case, this would be addressed definitely. In value column, there is nothing. That's what we say. Size is 0, but value for it would be what? For label in text section. Sorry, for label in text section, the value is null. Correct, but this address should be computed. Now, when we go beyond this object code, like here we are talking about this object code, correct? So if I try to generate an LST for this, if I see p.lst, now see my variable addresses 0, 4. Again, it is starting with 0 and 4. Correct. This also starts with 0. And as it is taking 5 bytes, that's why next address is 5. So you have to manage your program counter 2 or instruction pointer 2. Along with this, if the value is a double value added over there with DD, then this value needs to be translated or written into 4 bytes, 32-bit representation, grouped into a nibble. Nibble means 4 bits. So this is 4 bit, this is another 4 bit, 4 bit, 4 bit, 4 bit. That's how 32 bits are created to store this 10 in Little Indian notation. 20 converted to hex, written in Little Indian notation. A converted to hex, sorry, converted to ASCII and then converted to hex. It got this number 41, 54 and so on. So now whenever you are referring this to C, it is referring only to this number 08, and you can see that this was the actual address. Correct? Like what you see and what you see over here. This is Little Indian notation at the address perspective. Correct? Because what it will pick? It will pick this address. And when you are referring to the contents of this, so that's why AL value is containing this capital A when we tried displaying it as a character. So actually value is going as 41 from the machine code. Fine. So think of this, like how many columns do you think would be required to be added over here? Now next task would be what? How exactly we are going to organize this? So what possible options could be there in front of you? If at all you have to design this data structure. Now I'm talking in perspective of say what you can call as C language. But what do you think? What would be the kind of data structure that you may plan rather to make use of or to define this? Yes, can somebody come up with solution? How exactly we should organize this? So basically you would be talking about structure, correct? You would be talking about structure. How that structure will look like, how the structure is to be stored. Because while accessing, whether you are going to make use of linked list or something else. Correct? Whether you are going to write or create linked list or what. So if you recall, I have shared one file with you peoples. Let me see if I can show that part. Yeah, so yes, live lectures. Okay, okay, see, okay, I'm adding one link over to you, like for of this book rather. Okay, this book. So let me add that. So this is one of the gem book. Like you must, some of you must have used some books rather like Damdere, okay, or Leyland Beck. Okay, there are multiple books of system programming rather. So like what are the assembler chapter they wrote there? Okay, they have used this book. This was one of the gem book rather, and let me show you why I'm saying so. So this was a pretty old book rather. Okay, you may not see this as a hard copy, but there's a chapter number 2 in these contents. Okay, so see this chapter number 2, how this symbol table can be organized. So these are the different options that he discussed over there. Okay, so I expect you to choose one of these. So whether you are going to take a linear array, sorted array, buckets with linked list, or binary search tree, or hash table. Okay, you choose that. What data structure is good for you people, or you as an individual rather, to if at all you have to store this symbol table. Because what we want, if you have 10 or 100 symbols, while a variable is while a symbol is referred here, how will you find out what is the address of it? Because this was seen by us in p.lst. So if I go with that a.out, now see the addresses for this AB. You have different address here. Even you have different addresses here. These are runtime. These are after linking time. At runtime, values even can be different. Correct? So how exactly will you map this? Because you have to search into symbol table, because we started with an error. Like I declared a variable A and I declared a label A or same variable in BSS section. And it gave me an error saying that a label is redefined. Okay, it may be unintentionally, but rather it is redefined. So how will you take care of that? So try to work out with this. I want you people to read this chapter. Now I already added this PDF here in our Moodle course site. Okay, even for your reference, I will be adding that into our chat window. Read this one, really good one rather. Though some of the things are pretty old that it talks about, but this chapter number 2 is one of the best chapter that you can work for. Exclude chapter 3 because it talks about very old parts. So we are not going to make use of chapter 3 rather from that book. Chapter 1, yes, some of them would be really important for you. What exactly we are going to do with them, we will not talk about right now, but we are talking about symbol table currently. So I want you to prepare your own form or choose own form of data structure among what are the types that it actually is talking about there. Okay, in this chapter, what are the different types or that it is suggesting in chapter number 2? Let us see. Go to chapter number 2. Yes. So it is talking about these different things. Okay, linear array, sorted array, buckets with linked list, binary search tree, hash table. So you see this. Okay, though like sometimes it is making use of Pascal language representation. Okay, this is Pascal code. Pascal language was there before C. People used to make use of Pascal on a lot manner. Syntax is different, but like even you may see there are like for every stage, every approach, some advantages and disadvantages are given. Correct. So you go through it and then appropriately choose whichever the language that you are using, where exactly you can map this. You choose your appropriate data structure and let me know in tomorrow's session. Okay, why you wanted that particular data structure in that form or in that type. Okay. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any
Yes,
query?
sir.
Any query?
No, sir.
Okay. So try to read that chapter. Okay. And then try to find out like which one would be better option for you. So you may say